want to know what you guys want to know. And when we get into it, I'll start asking questions. So, who's been wrestling for 6 months? A year? I assume everybody that gets into professional wrestling eventually wants to wrestle for the WWE or now I guess AEW. When I was a coach, they directed everyone to go to the recruit.wwe.com page. I'm assuming that's still a thing now that they're owned by TKO. I really don't know, but I'm assuming with the recruit.wwe.com, you need to fill out another profile about 2 months, 2.5 months. You used to be able to go on there and I guess update your profile, but once there's just one Tuesday night, I'm going to do this, and we're going to do this, and this guy, Mr. X, I'm going to do this, and then at the end, they go, well, what was that guy's name? I don't know, but he's wrestling Mr. X. Say your name at least twice, 3 times. Peel the onion of your character. I don't know if AEW or like the New Japan, All Japan has anything like that. I assume they might. So search that out, find that. That's the goal. If the goal is just to have a good creative match or build the next part of your career character, let's start with this. Is everybody stretched out? You guys warm up? You guys do normal warm up? You guys do neck exercise, isolation exercises. Okay, so when I was a coach, they also said the number one way to prevent concussion is through strengthening your neck. So, probably use 2 rings for this. We everybody hang your neck up the side. Come back from here with this. Keep your head on top of your shoulders, off, away from the ring, that's where you're hanging in the air. And just get your head all the way back, and then your chin to your chest. Not fast, not hard. Just kind of try to do 20. For fire. Any more fire? I think we need a female character that's a wicked witch of the West. We need someone with the green face paint, or even on the first Christmas story, on one of the scenes that had the world which had white face paint. And that'd be cool if you could do it without being too much of a rip-off. Something.
Cool. Thank you.
I don't know. Just find something that you connect with in some kind of other media. If it's a movie, song, something, you know, and try to draw that and make it your own. Right up.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Max psychology, right? So our basic story is good versus evil, where good wins. We have to make evil look really bad before good can look good. Any questions? What are we talking about? Opening of the match, we said the word shine, but that doesn't just mean a babyface bump starts bumping the heel. Because if I'm a babyface and I'm in there and I lock up and I get the guy a tackle and he goes for hip toss and I block and I get to him and I slam him and I drop kick him and I arm drag him, I bumped him 4 or 5 times and he hasn't done anything to me. I don't deserve it. He hasn't done anything warranted for me to do it to him. The heel escalates the aggression, and the babyface matches it an eye for an eye. The heel gives me 1 tackle. Whoa! We let everybody react. Put a pin in that. I'm talking about live performance wrestling, not so much TV wrestling. If they do the same stuff on TV, but they just don't let it react. And I don't think that's good, but that's the way it is. But when we're entertaining an in-house crowd, heel gives me 1 tackle, let me fucking sell it, let me look like King Kong, and let the crowd react. And I'm going to make eye contact with the crowd, because as human beings, we have emotional connection through eye contact. So if they can see my eyes, they should be able to somewhat read what I'm thinking, what I'm trying to display. And when the time was right, I would get the heel attack back or something similar. But the babyface should never throw the first punch. And like, heel gives me a tackle, I'm not gonna get him punching back. An eye for an eye. He gives me a tackle, I give him a tackle. He gives me the slam, I give him a slam. And I'm not talking back to back. I'm talking letting air out and letting the room work. We're working the room, and sometimes you might have more stuff you thought you were gonna do, but if the people are hot and they're there, you gotta either go to the heat and go home something. Hard to sustain that amount of heat after a while. And then ideally the heel is going to cheat behind the referee's back to get the heat. But that doesn't mean you have to. You can put him off the move, you can move out of the way and you can hit something, but to get the most amount of heat, you need to somehow cheat behind the referee's back to stop the babyface. Work the body part, beat him down, put him in a hole, and let him work from underneath. We don't pick a guy up off the mat. If he's laying down and I'm standing, perceptively I'm winning. If I pick up on his feet, perceptively it's the same. Whenever somebody's down, they can just cover them and then put them in a hole and let the babyface start to work from underneath. That psychology would say that the babyface would try to first out-wrestle out of the hole as opposed to going to throwing punches. And the arm drag the guy, he'll get up and not really sell it, just stagger it, come back and cut him back off. Rewind. The most essential part of the match for me is the heat, and especially in the beginning of the heel. The babyface is out wrestling the heel, kind of move something, and the heel cheats. Boom. Maybe throw him over the top. Let's say throw the top's a DQ or it's just rude or something. Throw him over the top. The babyface is out selling. The heel has to continue selling whatever the babyface is working. Okay? And then in my head, there needs to be this change in the heel's face where he realizes that he's got the babyface down, and now it's time to make him pay for it. And then, let's say he's in the ring, the heel attacks. It needs to be 5 to 7 to 10 seconds of intense something. Strike something. Not as many strikes as you can do in 10 seconds, bigger. When we were on the tour, Kamikaze, you get in the ring and he starts stalking you, that was vicious fucking good heat. I mean, just bam, bam, I mean, intense. Not every kick needs to be that way, but when we start the heat, it's like, if I'm a heel, this babyface has embarrassed me, he's not wrestling me, and now he's down. After you're gonna pay, it's gonna be bang, 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 bang. Then cover, kick out, I gotta put him in a hole to wear him down. He starts to come up, do another move, but essentially, you're gonna work from the hole. Yeah. Don't put a hold on the baby face in the heat, your comeback will be, I won't say less effective, but you need the hold. You gotta build the people. Everybody's gotta get on the same page. We gotta make sure we got our breath. We know what we're doing. You gotta build those people, build those people. I'm the baby face in the hole, and the people are, Eugene, I'm gonna come up a step slower than the crowd is cheering. Because if I come up the same speed the crowd's cheering, I don't need them. But if I'm struggling and I'm almost there and they're getting louder and I can't do it, and then the ones next to them, it becomes infectious. And just keep building it to get it as high as you can get it. And then it's something needs to resolve, stop you or get out of it, begin to come back. Used to be the easiest story was the heel would throw a punch and cheat to get the heat because punches used to be illegal. Maybe I guess they're legal, so I don't know. It kind of fucks everybody. But irregardless, punch so that all they want to see was the babyface give it back. I feel like, in a nutshell, what we need to do is go out there, find out what the people want to see, and then we tease it, and we tease it, and we tease it, and then we give it to them. And that's the finish. The guys on WWE have the luxury of being on TV, so the people already know the stuff they do, so they know what they want to see. Shawn Michaels comes out here and wants to see super kick. He goes for it, maybe the guy gets out of the way. He goes for it, the guy ducks it. He goes for it, he catches. When the time's right, bang, that's it. The difficult part is to go out there For me, the difficult part is planning something in the back and going out there and hoping that people bite on it. Hoping that that's what they're going to want to see, that we can tease and build them and then give it to them. Because if it isn't, they might get with it, but just not as much. I don't know what that is, but it's just, the more you can go out there with very little plan, if you're confident enough, and see what the people give you and work with that, sometimes those are the most exciting matches where you do the least. And I know people, when you first start, you got less experience, that's a very, maybe intimidating thing. But eventually, you want to relax and go out there and listen to the crowd, and you're hearing your opponent say something, you're hearing the referee say something, you know what the time is, you know what the cameras are, you know what we're supposed to do, we're going to this, no problem, no sweat, professional. And when you first start, you don't fucking hear anything. No crowd, nothing. So when we start building to come back, the babyface needs to fight from underneath. Meaning, if I start punching and going forward, I'm on offense. I need to stay low, and the heels need to stay tall during the heat. During the heat, it's time for you. And heels can't bump during the heat, but the minute you bump, if you stay down, you're going to lose your heat. Babyface is going to lose it simply. The heel always has to look intimidating. Friday the 13th is Jason almost there, always. Right behind him. You know what I mean? That's where the heel's got to be within striking distance. When we got him down, he comes up, beat him back down. Even if he throws some shots, I'm going to sell standing up with myself. But then when the time's right, that's going to make me mad, and I can kick it in again. That's some vicious couple of stomps. And so when the babyface finally starts to fight, and the heel comes and needs to fight from underneath, I know everyone's heard the term don't go from zero to hero, but sometimes in our heads what we're doing doesn't look the same as in the ring. It turns out to be zero to hero. But so we got to watch back and then realize we need to go a lot slower in here than we really go. Because you know we're kids and they put I used to have VHS. The music plays on the screen, the ball bounces with the music, right? The ball's going to bounce so fast. As people, we can only perceive things so quickly. If you've ever seen a movie, the first time I watched John Cena, I thought it was so funny. It wasn't until the second time I watched it that I got the other half of the jokes that I laughed over the first time. I can only perceive things so quickly and we can really go a lot slower than I think we can. We listen to the people. The babyface should stay perceptibly lower, meaning if I'm fighting the heel, I'm still going to be fighting from here. I'm never going to get to here until I make my comeback to 100%, and then it's yay! And then for me, the next thing you got to go for your finish. You do another move. Sometimes, unless you're like a big angle to blow off, and you're going to give back whatever he gives you, but just for a general match, you got to go for your finish. Maybe counters, maybe he doesn't. I don't know. But it's a tempo and a beat. Bam, bam. For me, if I'm making a comeback and I'm big base and I shoot the heel off, the comeback drops. People get quiet to watch what's going on. But if the heel will just speed up, whatever move you want to do off the ropes, I get him, bang, he goes down, I'm going to shoot him off and give him a backdrop, just speed for the backdrop, bam! It kills the kill, but it lessens your comeback. If I'm the babyface, in my comeback, I shoot the guy and he reverses me. Comeback, I need to be in control, all of it. But I want to do a reverse like some off the ropes. Just hit the ropes. Bump the guy, wait for him, hit the ropes and do it. Don't feel like, and these are just little nitpicking things, an artist, you know what I mean? No fans are going to go, oh, wait a minute, no, he's not supposed to reverse there. Fans aren't going to receive that. These are just little simple things that end up being less wasted motion. That makes no sense. There's a lot of different men's psychologies. Top guy psychology, top guy would always say, I'm not going to pin anybody until it's finished. Nobody's going to kick out on me. That would take the cruising, right? Or I don't know. So we say the top guy shouldn't miss something. The guy should always fight back. There should be a, of course, we're talking about a new job, right? doesn't miss something. I can't remember what it was, but just little things. It's something that you would never hear until you get to that top level and those are the kind of things that they do. Just decided something like that. Is there any other aspect you can talk about? You understand? You have questions on any of that?
What would you do, like, so that's a basic face heel psychology. What if it was kind of just a face-to-face kind of action? That's usually a more difficult type of psychology I put together. So how would you suggest a decent structure for that?
The first thing I would do is go on YouTube or wherever I could and find as many babyface matches as you can, right? My favorite being the babyface time limit draw, because then it's really adds a level of difficulty. But the babyfaces shouldn't cheat. It depends on what the crowd's biting on. If it's just good wrestling, they can wrestle. You can do something maybe where one guy gets a little more aggressive than the other. Maybe not going so far as just throwing punches, but we can throw chops. We can put vicious holds on. Make it come back, bang, bang, back and forth. The babyface time on the draw, generally, they do the false finish back and forth. I saw Mark Merrow and Eddie Guerrero one time. And at some point, they escalated into a fight. And they're both firing, and they're counting down, and they're both fighting, and they're on their knees, still like hockey punching each other. And then it's 10, and they fall into each other like it's a boxing match. And it's over, you know what I mean? And it was like, I've never seen it like that. It's really cool. But find the matches that you would put in the license see what they do. Just because they're on there doesn't mean it's right, but you get some ideas like that. But yeah, generally a babyface match can be much more boring. I think nobody moves, you know. But a babyface take time to do something different on the card. Because that's what you're giving. That's why you have a match like a babyface and heel would. Give an opportunity to do something different. Your job to be creative and figure out what it is. I don't know.
You talked about going back to seeing things come back, trying to maximize what you're doing, but without wasting time. You know, like you said, whipping off and doing something because you might get that one. What do you typically do or think about when you're putting together?
Usually it's going to take my numbers. But essentially, the heel is coming forward. The babyface is still in jeopardy until he gets to a certain point. If it's the traditional Hulk up, Hulk in, or if the heel's coming running and I'm going to kick you and you fucking roll out of the way and I kick through the ropes, it doesn't really hurt, but I'm caught in the ropes for a second and let you crawl away and I come out and here I'm coming and you fucking roll and I miss you there. Motherfucker, I'm coming to get you and you're underneath and you can hit me back and then I'm coming and then you can hit me here and you come forward until it's finally boom and you gotta fire up. And then you gotta go for your finish, you know what I mean? Anything else, they'll cheer, but it's not gonna be a finish. When I was a coach, I kept asking the same thing. Why are you surprised when people kick out of that Blue Thunder bomb and you never fucking beat anybody with it? Every match you use it as a false finish and was surprised every fucking match that it didn't work. So why do we do it? Okay, I'm sorry. I don't know. He was on NXT, he did it every match as a false finish. He did the kick in the face at the end. It's a good move. It's a good move. Does that make sense? Not that you don't have to, but people are ready.
How would you be able to get back into a match if you completely like that?
I'm just going to start giggling, man. Well, ideally, for a live performance, you don't go out there with much plan. And you can have someone you work with enough that you can play off one another. Because it's not acting, it's reacting. But if it's coming forward, heels are backing up. You know, one does something, the other reacts. Once we start wrestling, then the people are going to be quiet to watch the wrestling. They want to see the shit in between. Do something, let it breathe, separate. One guy put it over, the other guy put it over. Let the crowd react. Slow down.
I think sometimes, I'm typically a babyface, but
I feel like every babyface wants to do 3 bumps and a comeback, or in a high spot. And unless you're really fucking over, 1 bump, yeah, 2nd bump, yeah, 3rd bump.
well, and that's just it. Like at a point, there's too much where they just
Just do 1.
right.
Less is more. 1 fucking big one, and you fire up, and motherfucker, you're coming to get him, and he just gets out, or this is the ropes, the referee is between, or you get to him and cover it, whatever it is. But the minute we get to him, then it'll be quiet to watch. If I do my fucking big move, and I'm coming to get you, he's skirting right there, the last thing right there between, motherfucker, get in here. You want it now, you want it now, you want it now, you know. You teach them, okay, I do the moves don't matter. And around the Tennessee area, the guys out there could do it, do try to see how long we can go before we get them locked up. Now, I did 20 minutes of just bullshit, Memphis, Carney heat, and had them fucking upset. And those are the things that if you plan something, you don't have. You can't just go out there and feel it into the room and get them to say something. You said, what? One time I wrestled a guy and you can see his underwear out of his tights. So that front row goes, Eugene, give him a wedgie. Give him a what? I said, give him a wedgie. Did you say give him a wedgie? Then he said, give him a... And the whole match is me trying to give this motherfucker a wedgie. And I go for it, he back drops me, cuts me off, and at the end I give him a wedgie and the stunner, and that was it. I mean, look, it's easy. Because if I'm doing moves like everybody else, mine either got to be fucking much better or different for the crowd to react. If we're trying to force feed, I'm going to hip toss this guy because that's what he deserves. As opposed to, we let the crowd, the energy, give us something that we can all follow. Well, that's kind of abstract to say, but because you know what I mean. Like, well, the crowd has a beach volleyball. One in the ring, somehow you can incorporate it and use it. Maybe face bumps the heels or something in the face, or heels use it, and I don't know. Difficult to do when we plan our shit out. We go this to this to this. And if the people aren't buying what we're doing, then they're not going to give a fuck at the end as much if you can incorporate them. Know the audience. I said this a couple times on the tour. The one night, I don't remember which one it was, but it was like 75% dudes, like the college-age dudes. And I'm like, somebody's going to see some violence. I'm going to do it. And one of the last ones, it was like all families. I'm like, oh, no violence tonight. Eugene did no violence anytime, but go your audience. If you go out there and these are college-age guys that want to see some covering, you try to go out there and do something else, hokey wrestling or bad comedy, they might not get with it. You have to be good enough to in the ring, change gears to find out what they want to see. If we plan everything, it's difficult to do. You don't necessarily have to plan some big elaborate heat spot. Push me in the corner, start kicking shit out of him, take over him, that's it. Beat the baby face down, where he's all the way down, cover him, kick out, put him in a hold, so he's underneath. This is our drama, this is what we're building. And we're talking about shine. The only reason we're doing something and shine, I don't like the word, I feel like it entitles the babyface to get offense when he's not entitled to offense. It's doing something to get the crowd to cheer for him. Let's say we come to a town regularly, all the fans know all the wrestlers, main events in the ring, the babyface in the ring, and they're chanting his fucking name. They know who he is. For the most part, not much the guy can do is when we can chant anymore. We've already got him. When The Rock was over and they were chanting The Rock, he mainly just sold and made little mini fire-ups and then stop him because they're already there. It didn't matter if he got offense. You know what I mean? You're not always going to get that. But we need to do something in the shine to make the people care for the babyface. I'm just suggesting, watching some videos and getting some ideas, okay? About maybe an easy spot to call or an easy wrestling that you could lead someone through without having to tell them. And then, in my mind, I want to visualize, okay, I'm selling, and I grab a desperation headlock. The guy sends me off, he drops down, crosses over, he gets up, we double knockout. But I'm in the cell, so he's got me in a hole. With an arm bar, and I'm in his chest, so I call a spot there so nobody can see my lips. His head is the highest head in the ring. And I can say, drop down, double knockouts. Got it? Yeah. And maybe one punch in the desperation headlock, I would say it again, drop down, double knockout. So I envision in my head where I need to be in the ring to call it. So I'm not in the corner going, this is the spot where people can hear it. I need to call it in the middle, ideally in a hole, easiest if you're underneath. But if you need to get to a certain point to do the spot, we just get there. If we call a spot, it doesn't mean we have to do it now. It's called the middle, 30 seconds, a minute, 2 minutes later, we end up over here, we're going to do it from here. So the people are ready for it, we're going to do it from here. I mean, if you only got a baby face in a hole, you didn't have to hit me 3 times. You're wasting kick, you're wasting strikes. You're not making me the most. Depending on the size of the guy, if it's one big one, and there's nothing that says you have to let go of him. You can keep your hands on him. You can fight back and take it off, or you cut him off. What? Oh, they're the shits. I fucking hate them. For me, they're difficult. Like, again, I would go back and watch WCW Cruiserweights for triple threat spots, or maybe some WWE with the fatal 4-ways, but it's difficult because it's hard to get to a hole and let the people get behind one guy. I hate this guy, I like this guy. Unless you got guys that can just do that seamless action. And I always found them difficult to put together. I feel like Edge was always in a good multi-man match. He had to conceptualize and do it. Look at somebody like that that does those type of things. But it's not a good guy versus bad guy. Good guy gets beat up a little bit, makes him come back. It's always different. Action, top, bigger. But what I really like is when you can incorporate more guys into a spot as opposed to, let's knock this guy to the floor and then we'll have a singles match. And then we'll get him in and we'll have a singles match. The babyface had the headlock, the guy comes in, he drop kick him, holding on to the headlock. The guy comes again, he flipping back, drops him, holding on to the headlock. Comes back to head scissors, the double headlock takedown. Where you can incorporate all 3 guys, something for each time. Unless you watch a lot of those, sometimes it's hard to do this.
How do you know when to incorporate like comedy spots that okay, this looks good and this takes place in this match, it works for, or if like this one's too hard to be, it should do. How do you go through the process of that? If you're, say, like a comedy routine.
I don't know, man, I guess I just gotta figure out in my head, can I conceptualize doing this and then buying it?
Yeah.
Eugene gets a lot of leeway, you know what I mean? Get away with a lot. But for the most part, comedy should be done early.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You don't get someone do comedy later in the match. You progress into a wrestling match, progress possibly into a fight, more aggressive. Not that you can't do it, because again, this is a performance art where there's no right and there's no wrong, as long as you don't hurt yourself, don't hurt your opponents, and ideally we don't let the people see through what we're doing. So, if I pull a grenade and throw it and everybody fucking falls down, it's funny, but I don't consider that pro wrestling. That doesn't mean we can't do it on a show, but this is, everybody's in on it. You know, this is an act here, we're all bullshitting. But it doesn't mean I dislike it, but for pro wrestling, for a match, we need to give the illusion of a contest, hand-to-hand, mixed martial art, fucking contest. The point of wrestling is to pin the guy and make him submit. So we need to try to win. If the guy's on his back and you pick him up, you're trying to win. We're gonna hold wearing down. We don't just do bumps up the ropes for no reason. You can, but I'm telling you, the crowd will soon just not care. So you need to make them connect. Eye-to-eye contact. When all else fails, just look at the later. Other questions?
Like go-to guys that first started on the business that you were watching so long,
I watched like I was a wrestler, so I watched the WCW wrestling guys like Fit Finley and Regal, Dave Taylor, Ed was there, Jericho, with the cruiserweights, the guys that were bigger than the cruiserweights but were still just the wrestlers, you know.
Yeah.
The four guys, and those ones that I started like watching. And then when I found like Tiger Mask and Dynamite on Japan, I was like blown away. Trying to emulate that kind of stuff. Doug told Dean Malenko, Dean told Johnny Ace. Next thing I know is February of 04, I sit in a meeting with Vince McMahon and Stephanie McMahon. I told you that, I've been there about a year earlier in training, and we got Rick Rogers comes and gives me the idea for this character. His son has autism. Every time the kid wasn't very social in school, but whiz on the computer, he could count Korean, and we get his specialization he was really good at. One of our wrestlers, not very social, but maybe can't tie shoes, but he can do wrestling flawlessly because he's watched it his whole life. And later, letting it out there, Eugene would go on the tribute. He had some obscure fact about some show somewhere in the game, he would know every little fucking detail about everything. So Rick gave me this idea in 2003, the agents came down, and I pitched it to Art Anderson. And I remember Art goes, we're more reality-based right now. We don't really, okay. So I put it in the back of my head. A couple months go by, the writers came down. The writers didn't often come down to Louisville. I pitched it to them, and I remember they were like, Vince would never do this. I was back in my head. Time went by, I told them I was going to quit. Meeting with Vince, February 2004, Vince goes, I want to get back to character-based wrestling. And I just spit that character out. Now they would have done character development studies and character research and describe what archetype the character is, which is all things you guys could do for your character. But at that point, I had no fucking clue. I know what the character was. It sounded good on paper, the Rain Man of wrestling. In the meeting with Vince, he's called over, and at this Raw, Austin had come back. I think they filmed the Saturday Night event, and Austin was throwing his movie or something. So Austin walks into Vince's office. Vince goes, Steve, you're this guy wrestling. Austin, is that like right there? No, I don't think I have. And I knew that Steve Austin and the guy that trained me, Never Natty Davis, were friends in Dallas. I said, well, Never Natty Davis trained me. And Austin goes, oh, you're probably one of the best. That sort of confidence that Vince goes, great, short on Monday. We didn't actually start following Monday, but soon after, Eugene debuted on TV. Quick view of it, and I tried to offer something that the locker room did not have. This was after Austin and after NWO, but everybody still wanted to be a cool, strong heel that didn't sell and got their shit in. I wanted to be a sympathetic comedy babyface because there wasn't one. We had Hurricane and Rosie, the brands were split, so I knew that one show didn't have character, comedy character, kids character, marketing. The fortunate part was that the writers could write for Eugene. If you go to WWE, you got a great character, and the writers can't write for you, you know how much they can do for you. Creative got that for you, brother. But Eugene was already. Beat York right to the top. What's next?
When you bring a match together, singles or tag team, I guess might be different one or the other. But one thing that I try to work on or keep thinking about is trying not to go from 0 to 60 from going from just heat to comeback. In terms of building up your going from that transition to heat to comeback, is there any kind of insight you can give in terms of what you should be thinking or doing in terms of that slow burn to get back to the crowd and to get them on your side to get on for that comeback?
Ideally, we do something to heat that gets the most amount of heat. Generally, it used to be the false tag where he has the baby face and the front face lock, and the baby face is reaching, and he goes down, heel comes in, draws the ref, and there's the tag, and somebody's the baby face tag, god damn it, there's no tag. Generally, that's going to be about as much heat as you can get unless you start using weapons or shit like that. And then we take a home right after this, because we've got them as high as we can get them. Easiest thing is just the baby face, when you move away from your corner, closer to the heel corner, so that you've got a longer distance and more dramatic distance to crawl and tag. Alright, put your hand down. That's the tag. You don't have to smack somebody's hand or to break their thumb. Nice, easy tag. When the guy in the ring, baby face or heel, tag, 99% of the time you get the other side that your partner's coming in. Don't tag and fall right for your partner, because the baby face comes in and tumbles over you, he falls and fucks the whole comeback. Get the fuck out of the way on the other side. Baby face that we got some heat on. You gotta stay down and sell. If you get up and stand up, you're killing the heat, but it just looks weird if there's one guy bouncing two other guys around, there's one guy standing over here like, I don't know. Just lay down under the bottom rope or roll to the floor, but if you got something to do, lay down under the bottom rope and just keep your eyes in and just sell for a second. And the babyface that comes in, they generally want to see his body's moving in, and then it's bang, 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 bang. Whatever the cover is, I generally go to a save, which brings everybody in. If you're the only tag match on the card, you can do generally whatever you want, but turn up, you do the same shit that the other tag match does. I don't know the state of tag wrestling now, but these are things that get down to watch from old wrestling.
On the weekend when they tagged you, you kind of had your wrist turned around and down your head. Was that just a reference thing, or was that just, you thought it was what you could done?
A little bit, though.
Yeah.
Generally, the guy outside stands with his hand, because the guy in the ring is moving, and it's much harder for me to try to tag his hand if he's moving. I put my neck and tag me. It's much easier if you bring the opponent, if you're going to tag, to the corner, lead with your back, and don't put him all in the corner. Then it's sometimes more difficult for this guy to get in. It's much easier if I've got his arm, or his head, or a headlock, and I lead to my corner with my back, but stop just a little short, so you can tag and he can come in. Babyfaces generally don't punch unless they have been punched, have big punches. But you can just grab a hold. When I was having the guy do, the heel would just slip out of your way so then we can restart. You might want to see if I can Eugene wrestle this stuff out. Chicago. If that's my strength, do it as high as you can get it, then I can cut you off. The heel's got to get vicious. Vicious intensity. 10 seconds. Bang, 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 bang. Cover, kick out. Fuck. The guy kicks out. I should show some kind of frustration that I didn't win, in my opinion. Sometimes you get 1, 2 kick out and they're just up and running. I don't know, I never played basketball, but I assume you throw a big shot and almost in and out, it might just something, I don't know. And this is just nitpicking artists and me going, these guys will tell you the shits. Battle Royals. No moment Battle Royals, we don't run spots in Battle Royals. Unless you get down to like the last 4 guys and everybody knows what's going on. It happens all the time. I see a guy come in the Battle Royal, bumps in the middle, and then everybody's falling on him, stepping on him, breaking ankles. The object of the Battle Royal is to throw someone out. So the easiest thing to do is just grab someone who's working and try to throw them out. You know, you fuck with people. Grab a headlock. 2 drop downs, give me a tackle, shoot them off, and just walk away from the deal. We'll give you away from the deals. What are you doing?
Well, they kind of gave that stiff uppercut over, just took it and ran it off to the side.
shit you've done, just maybe say, I can give you references on these, because I know. But a link, YouTube link with a match or something, picture or something, and again, persistence. I didn't use many outside guys. There were a few of them that emailed me every 3 months. Hey, fine, fucking come on. One time, and then they let me know after that. Ideally, if you're looking for a WWE tryout, or even to get to another company, you just want that one shot. So then it's up to you. So if you get that YouTube clip with our information and send it out to the other promoters, they're easier now to find than ever. Back in my day, kid, we had to send a VHS tape. Hope you send it to the right place. Hope someone opens it. Hope someone watches it. Now you can find these people online on Facebook or all kinds of things. Instagram, whatever it is. TikTok, whatever it is. Grindr, you know what I'm talking about.
It's always the mustache.
If you want to be a traveling wrestler, try to get out there as much as you can. Or whoever runs consistently enough that you get that amount of shows. And it's all about getting experience. Ideally, experience in front of a live audience with someone that has more experience than you do. And calling in the ring. Because it's the performance. Once you get that, then you can do the wrestling and the fighting. The shit together. It's easy. You know, it's the people get to don't care. And not everybody gets that. Light bulb doesn't go off for everybody. You know? But it's all about the journey. Being a professional wrestler, what you want to get out of it. If you want to work for WWE, then pursue that. If you want to be the best local wrestler, any wrestler. When I started, I just wanted to have one match. I said I just wanted to have one match. But make sure you got decent looking, clean smelling gear and body. Ideally, we've got more than one color of gear instead of not set of colors. Because if someone comes to the ring, I've got all red. Someone comes to the ring, well, I've got all red. It's a little nitpicking thing. You went to WWE, some guys are going for extras. Usually independent valve, when the guy that has the same color, the extra guy would only have one set of tights, so the valve would have to change. So, okay, you're making the fucking star go change, right? Got a couple different colors, you know, whatever it is. I would say, this is what I was told, but it kind of applies much to buy a match. Because at some point, I think that GPS might be new and young, but try to ride in a car with someone that has more experience than you, then you can pick their brain. And you can watch their match, either they can watch yours. You talk about, I used to ride through Central City, Kentucky with a couple guys who were much more experienced than me. Just listen. Sometimes it's an easy concept to conceptualize and oh, I get it, but it's very difficult to apply. You got to have a lot of different moving parts at the same place. You got to make sure you know what you're doing. You got to make sure your partner knows what you want. Make sure the referee's there. Make sure the crowd's right. That's how I'm here to try it. Ideally, we can watch it back. Ideally, if someone that has more experience than you, usually knows, you should have been less here, you should have come this quickly, you should have waited. But again, it's a subjective art. So when you get in there, and the crowd cheers, and everybody's happy, in my opinion, it was a success. We can overstress and nitpick one another, but I found that the times that I've done the best and had the most fun is when I was the most relaxed and didn't really care about what I was doing. Because if you're out there having a good time and having fun, the people will reciprocate. If you're out there going, what was I supposed to do? One save or two? And your face goes blank. As opposed to being in the moment. Where are we right now? What am I selling right now? Am I getting beat up? I need to sell what I'm selling. If the people pop and they're up, so guys, don't do nothing. That isn't the right way to think about it, but just keep selling what you're selling. Because if they're up and the minute I go to grab the guy, match, man, the other night. Almost had a tag right there. And these people just kept getting hotter. The guys were good, they didn't move, and we couldn't reach the people just kept getting hotter. It's like, it felt like a long time. I was thinking, it's so fucking easy. I got him reaching. And we did, come on, tag him! And if we would have tagged or if we would have gone to something, it would have come down. Now, eventually the guy cut it off when he gets to the top, but no rush. Listen to people. And like I never even think about this. This is phony. It doesn't matter if we win or lose. I was in England. Let's do this. Okay, let's do this. Okay. And the guys got dressed in the pool. This. Okay, whatever you guys need. As long as I felt I wasn't going to hurt, do whatever. And we was like, it's so easy to work with. All the other guys didn't care if they win or lose, but they got to make sure that they win their matches. Well, that's essential. I mean, I guess they're having win-loss records for guys on TV, but I still don't think that hurts any of them. That doesn't make any of them less superstars. It's almost an outdated concept since we told them it's fucking phony. And we pick the guy who wins. Okay? You gotta lose with it.
Maybe it's a weird question. So you said, Sammy's saying, hit that loop underdog, and you got this. So you say winning and losing doesn't matter. What if it's the same guy always goes up and loses? That is how, why is that different?
Unless the commentators put it over, the fans aren't going to look for there. You know? I mean, I guess unless it's somebody that comes to the same town every night, they always lose. But if they're competitive and they have good matches, maybe there are tag matches where they win, you know. I mean, if you go out there and lose every time, yes, but I'm talking more about, not on TV, I'm talking about indie guys coming to this town 3 times a year, I gotta win. It's not that important. You young guys will start fucking the rats will come to the shows. The rats come to the shows, and the dudes are gonna come to the shows to check out the rats, and the fucking attendance goes up. You fucking goddamn underdeveloped, low-T, beta male snowflakes, you gotta start putting out to the girls, so they all come, and then we got a whole fucking, you know, that's how it works, I'm telling you. You don't have to fully commit, you just have to, next time, sweetheart, it's your time. You come, and next time. I would suggest if you really want to pursue this, if you don't have kids, try not to, because it's very difficult to have a commitment like that and try to commit to this. Because if you really want to succeed, this has got to be a big commitment. If you want to do it on the weekends and have fun, that's great, do it. This is what you want to go after, man. Consume your life. And to put yourself in the best places to get around the best people, the best education, to put yourself in the best opportunity to succeed.
Any thoughts on Canadian wrestling trying to bring to the American market for just in terms of the...
I mean, I don't really know for sure because I assume it's got to be more difficult just to get the work visa, right? I don't know. You have to, but I bet if they really wanted to, they'd make it work, you know. Do they have like localized Canadian tryouts or anything ever?
Not really anymore. They used to a little more kind of before TVs and stuff. They've been running them now. They're just getting so dialed in. They know what we're looking at. If you're an extra, they're an extra.
I would say your best way to do it is getting over to Japan. If you can go over there, then that'll raise their intent. You go over there, do something to make a name for yourself, and sometimes it's easier. Or maybe AEW, it's easier to get there. I have no idea how to get there. So, I know those guys. Eugene's old man of touch. I'm so old man of touch, someone handed me a joint in the locker room, put Big Gay on it. What else? Come on. If I'm in a match, keep your hands on the guy. The minute you become separated, the risk of fucking up and greases. If I can keep my hand on the guy, even if he's starting to fight back just enough to be able to direct him a little bit or pull him or stop him, once we take off, we gotta be on the same page. We gotta know, my food, is he ducking or am I ducking? Is it mine or his? Then it's a double punch in the face and we get dick to dick. And it's back. Keep your hands on the guy, it's a lot easier and you communicate.
If you work on somebody that just doesn't get the idea of slowing down.
Put it on. Hold down. Don't get up. Don't get up.
What does it mean?
Doesn't matter. Maybe it's work a hold. Your headlock. Move the leg. You know, especially if you're trying to slow it down now. Unless you can dictate the spots in the range where it's one tackle recovery, arm, and this help. So that's what we use. In my opinion, the spots should be shorter, and the time that we put it over in between should get the most amount. And again, it's not TV wrestling. It's live event. Trying to get these fucking people to react, suck in. Because again, the minute we go to something else, they're gonna be quiet to watch. It's just that building them with little spots. And your crowd's different, you know. I'm sure there are crowds where they just want to see fucking 90-mile-an-hour wrestling spots. I remember I was at one of the gatherings, and it was Brian Kendrick and Paula, and they had the Vampire Girl Ariel in their corner against the Young Bucks. Shit I think I've ever seen, and the whole crowd's going, show her tits! Show her tits! And they don't give a fuck about it. And you know what they did with her in the match? Nothing! Walk back. There's an audience that would love that match and fucking go crazy for it because it was great. But that crowd wants to do something with her. Just do something. Get her in the ring. Tease her showing something, you know. Just listen. Know your crowd. I know what they want to see. When I was in Orlando, I used to go to the comedy club there. Foley came down to do his storytelling comedy, and the opening act was a regular comic. And he all wrestling fans there, of course. The opening act does his act. It was okay, but nobody laughed. Put crickets. Nick comes out, everybody loves it. Went to the comedy club out 6 weeks later. It's all just a regular touring comic. Same opening act, same guy, same fucking everything, and the people loved it. He apparently had no wrestling jokes or didn't want to tell anything. He couldn't tailor his in the first show to make the rest of the people laugh. We gotta be good enough to find out what these people want to see and tailor our match to that. Because once you know what they want to see, it's fucking easy. We got a manager, and the manager gets involved a little bit, and they want to see him get his ass whipped. Okay, let's just build to that. When the time's right, that happens, and the finish happens. What is it?
When you're mentioning the keeping a hand on the guy, like for a heel of the heat, keeping a hand on someone, like when it comes to their time doing like a spot cover, let it breathe for a second, and they're engaging with the audience or getting heat. Like, is that, like, I don't know, what do you mean literally have a hand on them, or is it like everything's just happening in the center, the babyface is selling, heels?
If the babyface is selling, as long as the heel is in our way. I'm talking more if we're wrestling and back and forth, I'm going to try to keep my hand on the guy as much as I can, keep contact with him, so that if we become separated, we're not like deer in the headlights or anything. If I know he's going to sell for me, he's not going anywhere, I don't really have to keep my hands on him because I'm expecting him to sell. And I'm usually going to sell him, and I know I'm not going anywhere. But, you know, if you're calling spots or something, or wrestling back and forth, as long as you can just keep going back and forth, keep your hands on the guy, it's a lot easier. Even if you are getting heat on him, and he's the guy that wants to get up and stand up and just fucking keep him down, keep one hand on him. All you gotta do is, if you can feel just a little bit of pressure, you just put on the guy, and you just fucking stay where you are. And if the crowd's booing or doing whatever they're doing, and you can just attend to the crowd that's talking, and I just got my hands on it, let them know, if you stand up, we're gonna lose the heat. You know? Because if I go into fighting him or something, they're gonna be quiet to watch. They want to react.
sequence that was one that you used a lot, like one that goes well with a lot of what's your favorite coach?
Nothing more, but the stuff Eugene did on TV, I did for a while, because that's what people saw, or other various comedies. When I first started, I was a fan of Shawn Michaels, so I did super kick. I was a fan of the wrestlers, so I did the crossface. Beat the shit I liked that a lot of guys were also doing at the time, because those other guys were emulating. Found what worked for me, what they liked, and then I realized that I need to do the moves that I can do on anybody. I can probably super kick everybody, maybe, if I was a bit more flexible, but I know I can't suplex everybody. I'm not going to I don't want to pick anybody up. And at the same time, I need to be able to take enough moves as a babyface to where I can beat up and they get some heat on me, so make sure I can take the spine buster, because at that time I was doing spine busters or something similar, the flapjack, or just the moves that the guys were doing then, because a lot of guys didn't know somebody could take. Because if I go into a match and I go, so I do this big move that I don't feel comfortable taking, I don't know how to take, I need to be able to go, I don't know if I can make that look so good, but I can take this, and I know you do this, and I can oversell that. As opposed to maybe trying to take, like I always had difficult going out over top backwards. I get up, ass halfway, and fall down, and have to roll out, and it just didn't look as good. But if you throw me out, not now. When I was a much younger babyface with more hair, and you throw me out, I could fly over the top and sell it. But I couldn't take, so if I only do that, I won't make it look good, but I think this is great. Does that make sense? So ideally, we know everybody on the card for a touring company, and I know all the moves these people do, so I can put, let's do this one, and this one's more impressive, so I can sell it second, blah, blah, blah. But I would just find spots that you like, that are easy, that are simple, and just almost like keep those in a Rolodex so that come up with somebody else, well, I want to do this, and you can say, well, plug and play, I'll put my, whatever it is here, if it fits. Whatever it is, as long as we oversell it and we treat something like it's somewhat real, like it hurts or it reactive, you don't have to sell everything. The guy that hits you, maybe he just hits you in the eye. I don't know. Run this over.
What's your thought on at the end of the match, babyface has his comeback, babyface throwing in, I know like, obviously you're trying to win the match, so you're going to try to pin, but should a pin be safe to the end?
I mean, like I said, it depends. Like the old top guys would say, you know, I'm not going to kick out, I'm going to have somebody kick out on me. It was like you go for the finish, and maybe the guy moves out of the way and hits you with something, puts you in front of the ropes. Because you can do another move without firing up and turning around and him being down and going, I'm going to do a move other than my finish. Because why would you? If you got him down, you're going to fucking beat him. So I'm going to go for it. Maybe he ducks there, he comes off the ropes, he goes for something, I duck, I hit him with something else. But sometimes if you do that,
You might get that.
that probably less. And when you get up to the highest point, that's great TV wrestling. Sometimes in the live event, it's just, sometimes it's not there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just, we're doing too much, we're overthinking. Simple. Build them to it. Build them to it and give it to them.
So maybe, you know, like you're saying, get to the finish and do the pin, and get the winner, the loss, whatever the case may be. So maybe like a lot of the shows that we're running, you don't incorporate that pin in some sort of comeback.
Well, it also depends on where you're on the card. Like if your first match, there's no need to false finish, we go straight to the finish.
Okay.
You know, maybe the second match, the one stop, not necessarily false finish, maybe progressively, as we get closer to the false finishes being more for the main event and the semi-main event matches. And if you're one of those, then, but I think you would go for your finish and have someone dodge and duck away and either stop you or turn into something else you want to do. You know what I mean? Like, if I've got the guy down, I'm going in. Right. So I need to go for my finish. Maybe he gets out, swerve, something. You can still do more moves in there. End up, he puts you on the top, runs up, you push him off, and then you're on the top, so I might as well go for something. But just to give him needless bumps, sometimes the crowd pop, less pop, less pop. If I fight for my comeback and I knock him down, I fire up. Some crowds will go and give the guy something else, we'll get with it, but the simplest thing is start going for the finish. And if it's the first match, take it. If it's not, it's work. And maybe you do it, and you add a wrinkle to it, and you just keep, it's a live piece of art that you just juggle out there. It's never black or white, you know what I mean? Yeah. It never heals different. Like, you gotta heal with a lot of heat, they're a little in your dash, but they're gonna be there. Maybe if it's one that's kind of light, and you see him sitting up the ring, he's funny, It's all different. It's all different equations.
Have you ever had it where like the idea around the question is like if you got them to that highest point to the match, but for like maybe the match needs to or the time of the match is 15 minutes and maybe at that 11, 12 minute mark you like at the highest part, but to go home.
Oh, there's a lot of them, man, yeah. I mean, if you're on TV and you need to make X amount of time, if you're on TV and you go short, if you're at the last match and you go short, you're generally not yelled at because everybody goes over on live TV. But if you're in a live event and you're building where you want them and they're there, you might be able to bring them down and bring them back up even higher, or you might just bring them down and they're not going to fuck it all. It's a live event was 3 minutes. You can cheer at the end, or the babyface can leave the heel to get the heat back at the end. Boom. We can fill that segment time with bullshit,
Keeps the eyes of the crowd.
Something. People are entertaining. If it's the exact same wrestling match, with different moves and different people every time, somebody's got to be different. Peruse the videos of history and find something that's different you can incorporate and make your own. Sometimes something will just take life and you just follow it and it's whatever it is.
How do you get yourself back on track in your promo? You're doing a promo, you get the butt chance, and some asshole distracting you, and get back on track.
So, one thing you can do, talking about, you need to know what the story is that you're talking about, and key points that you need to get over. If it's the date, the building, the time, whatever the fuck it is. But if you get riled up, one thing you can do is say the last thing you said again to give it more emphasis. Say the last thing you said again to give it emphasis. Sometimes you can get yourself back on track. Lawler would usually have some sort of like joke. Or Honky Tonk Man would have like, say, maybe Janet Dean song, catch a wave, you're riding on top of the world. Just got something to say that is something else while you're going, oh yeah, Tuesday night, I'm going to fucking give you one of the things. I'm going to poke you in the eye with a foreign object. But in most of the promos, we want to say our name, and then tell whatever story we need to tell. And if that story is just you, I'm coming to town, I've got a match against so-and-so, I think social media, wrestling promos, the guys do sometimes become cringy. I think for me, it's a lot easier to put over the show in the town, and I've got a match. But when I start saying, last time we were in this town and you tore my pants and I'm coming to get you. Sometimes it just comes off like, guys can do it, but there's a balance between making yourself a social media star, talking about your wrestling matches, and then being a wrestler at the show as opposed to cutting wrestling promos into social media, which for me sometimes it doesn't connect. But you guys are younger than me and I'm probably out of touch, so I don't know. I'm just knowing what I see. As much experience as you can, gives me cut your promo as much as you can. Ideally, you want to have several different characters that you can portray. Let's say you go to a company and you got a babyface strong character, a babyface comedy character, a strong heel, a strong comedy character, a tag team idea. So that if you come in and they go, well, we've already got this character here, what else have you got? You're not stuck going, oh, this is what I do, I'm just this guy. Okay, I don't have to do that, I can do this. All right, we're trying to do something and then work on each one of those characters. Film a video. Even if you leave it unlisted, just so you got it on there. And try to peel the onion layer of that character. What's the backstory? Why are they here? It's, you know, ideally, everybody's trying to win in wrestling, become a star, but make it yourself. Like I said, I'm out of touch. You guys need to know what's cool and what's not cool. And by looking at this group, I know everybody knows what's cool. I know, as far as Eugene, you have to be cool. What else?
Who's the best producer in the ring?
When I first started with Rip was the best guy I'd ever been in the ring with to that point. But then by the time myself and Rob Conway and Doug Bashman and I had worked so many times, we worked with each other so well, those matches were by far different than other guys' matches I had with guys. Hunter was on point, but when you get that over, you don't have to do much. But it was the timing and the pace, and it was phenomenal.
How long close do you work from?
I mean, probably Rip, and then probably Regal, because I was in a row with Regal. We got to pick his brain a lot. Got beat up by Mantar when I was 19. USWA, he was tank of the Truth Commission, and he was getting ready to go to TV. And I don't know if he got mad because the booker wanted, I was the smallest guy in the company with tag match, and we went over for the tag titles. I don't know if he was mad about that or just didn't like me. He slammed me on the concrete, drops his 40-pound elbow on me. I sold on my side, I'm in the front row, people's feet are right there, and he drops another one all on me. He broke my back. Almost quit the business that night. The next time we almost had to wrestle him again, I was so scared. But luckily they took a wrong turn and made the show late, and I just got to wrestle the fake Diesel. It was outdoors, and it was a football field, and it was all muddy. And he threw me in the mud. I was like, I'll take the mud, I don't give a fuck. I was like, I was 185, 190 pounds, he was 400 pounds. Sorry that he died before I could tell him he was an asshole.
Who's somebody that you work with that you didn't expect that you were going to get that much that they surprised
It was
you?
usually the other way around, kid. It was usually them getting it for me. I mean, really, I trained a lot of those guys to start, but before Raw, we don't, not always, but sometimes we just wrestle in the ring, you know, and I wrestled with all the extras and the new guys that came in. But it's usually them picking my brain.
Who was the ones that they just caught right off the line that you trained with?
I don't know how many lessons Randy had, but Randy he just showed me shit. He perspective. You know, Randy was just easily good. Shelton was an athlete too. He didn't have to show him anything. I mean, Kurt, of course. I wrestled the first night that I wrestled for WWE was the night after Owen died. He died in Kansas City. We were in St. Louis, and I wrestled Kurt for dark match before he was on TV the very first night. Not very good that night. When was that? Maybe 99?
Who was somebody that was around at the time you really wanted to work for that you didn't get a chance to?
Well, I went back the turn angle with Regal.
Yeah.
You know, when Bischoff pitched the angle for me to shake his head. And then as we got into it, I feel like he felt that maybe the company didn't let him get a good amount of heat, like he wanted to get on me, which I kind of agree with. It was kind of like a little smidgen of heat. Now we're just going to shake your head, Eric, because it's Eugene, it's fun. Which I was okay with that too, but at some point he must have gone in and I was a brief where he changed into whatever extra intern, whatever the extra writer assistant comes in. And they switched the finish to where Regal was going to turn on me this night. And then Regal got up, walked back in there, because we were nowhere near being done with what we were going to do. Got to change back. But I would have liked to have seen something. I don't know what would have happened. Maybe if it was there, I don't know. Regal was so fucking good, he could have played in a lot of ways. It's like, up until then, Regal always in the villain. Even when he's a babyface, he's still a villain. This is the first time that he ever showed compassion for another person and endeared himself and attached himself to another person, which is one thing that helped get Eugene over, because if Eugene, or if William Regal can endear himself to Eugene, then the fans find it easy to do. And the commentators. That's one thing you can do is, you got to show where you have commentators. Give them something to say about you. The announcer. Why is everybody on 200 pounds from this town? Have them say something different. Just so that it gives the people, it's not always the same fucking thing. But if you got commentators, you can tell them something about you so they got something to say. Otherwise, they're calling the action. And if you guys are the shits in the ring, it's just going to call attention to you guys being the shits when they could be going, this guy right here has been, 8-time racquetball state champion back in his old town and killed 3 trees. I don't know what. You know what I mean? Much easier for them when they've got to say it. They've got something to say about you. And then you can always make it different. Do less punches and oversell them and make them look good. Punching and kicking and slapping is the only way the fans can truly connect with what we do. The fans don't know what a fucking backdrop feels like or having corona or any of that shit. But almost everybody's been punched or kicked or slapped and they know it hurts. So if we constantly just punch, kick, punch, this, and nobody sells it, it doesn't mean anything. I feel like the head and the buckle is a valid strike. You use the head and the buckle, you get the person out, try to beat him, put him in a hole, bring him down, drop some knees on him, which are also a strike, but a little more legal, drop the elbow on him, and escalate to eventually somebody throws a punch. Do them less and oversell them and make them as big as you can. When I punch, I'm going to aim for this spot right here. I assume everybody's going to punch me right-handed unless you tell me you're left-handed. So if you're left-handed, tell the person you go left-handed punch, because I'm going to open up and do this right here. When I throw the punch, I feel like I'm drawing a bow and arrow back as far as I can. And I'm coming in straight, and I'm hitting this person. I'm going like this, I'm going like this. The fist, followed by the wrist, followed by the forearm, followed by the elbow, right fucking in there. Because ideally, I'm going to do one big punch. And if I get him a little bit right there, at the end of the match, I'm going to tell him I'm sorry. As long as I don't get him on the chin or the eye or anywhere else. I don't think it's bad if you grab the guy by the chin and throw it like that if you do it quick. I think those look okay if you don't feel comfortable throwing a free punch because everybody ends up looping it out and I'm trying not to hurt him. I'm going to throw like, if I make contact, bang, and then turn the key, don't smack it down. I'm a right-handed fighter, my left foot is forward. Come in. And I don't go like this, but I'm putting my knuckle like this a little bit. And my hand is not here. It's easy. And when I feel touch there, I'm going to just try to perceive how this will hit. Like I said, if you need grab, it makes it easier for me. And I don't think that looks bad as long as you don't too long. And heels, if somebody does grab you, just grab another hand. You open it right there. Punches are the hardest thing we have to do in the business, so the more we do less of them, make them bigger and oversell them, protects the business. But everybody just wants to go like this. I don't, so I might sometimes hit my heels a little heavy. Maybe on the left somewhere, it's not a little bit, but it didn't look too bad. But again, it's a perceptual business, perceptive business. And some guys go out there and throw the phoniest, most horrible punches, and the fans eat it up. All his punches were shitty. All his punches were fucking horrible. Some of Austin's punches are bad. You know what I mean? All his punches aren't the best. People overlook guys like that. A We all gotta be on point to throw good strikes. If you're not comfortable throwing a strike or doing a move, don't do it. If you're not comfortable taking a move, don't take it.
That little zipper kicks as well, if there's more guy.
You can throw more, but the more we make them look bigger and oversell them, the better it is. As opposed to, there's a UFC guy that was trying to transition to wrestling. He was on some show, and he kicked the guy 10 times in the corner, bang, 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 shot him off and did something. Come back, how was that? It's like, horrible. I said, you kicked that guy 10 times for real. He said, see him? Did he realize? He goes, no. I said, they kicked him once. One big one, kapow! And then go on to the next thing. The rest of it's just wasted. But sometimes you might need a kick combo if you're small. Like Jerry would go the best kicks, and they're great. But he would limit them. You know, he didn't just, you know. Next time I come back, I need flash bigger. That's the contract next time. Throw fire.
See the picture? Jerry
King does it like that. Poof! Fire out of nowhere. I'm gonna roast you like a pig, is what he said.
The same logic of the punches when it comes to the 10 punches in the corner. Is it the same idea where like you can't throw a good, obviously you don't throw a good punch, don't do that spot, or like...
That spot is phony, full stop, period. Just like the grenade, everybody falls down, it doesn't mean we can't do it, but it's a phony fucking spot. Sometimes the people get with it and do the 10 count. You never punch someone on the top of the head to start off. And sometimes it's a difficult punch to make it look good. And if this guy is just sitting here holding the ropes going, you know what I mean? It's sometimes difficult to pull off. I would suggest either threatening and have the heel cut you off, or maybe one and he gets cut off, or do less. But just to do it because you see guys do it on TV and you want to hear people count, that's okay, but people will lose that suspension of disbelief. If you get the people and they go, fuck, I know this wrestling's fake, but this one time these two were mad at each other. I know they were. They were fighting for real. That's what we want. The minute you do something like this, people don't know why, but in the head it disconnects. Because it's not real. They might not go, oh, this is phony bullshit wrestling, because you would hit somebody on the top of the head. They might not be able to say, they don't might come to that conclusion, but there's something about it go, you know what I mean? But give him the fucking one, and maybe the heel goes all the way down and sits on his ass and sells his head. You don't have to do 10. But if you're fat, lazy, and old, if you're taking them though, you gotta sell more. You can't just hold here and do this. Ideally, you want to kind of hold on to the guy so he doesn't fall, but you need to sell more hands. Bang, bang, bang. I don't know how many of you have ever been in a real fight or did any amateur wrestling, karate, jiu-jitsu, fucking kung fu. If you know how to manipulate somebody's body, sometimes it's easier to understand what realistically can happen in the ring, what is a little bit too much. Not that we can't do something that's too much, but again, we might run the risk of disconnecting the crowd. And it might be a cool spot we saw on a video on YouTube. Can't get the people to buy exactly what we're doing. So if we do less, make it simpler, make it quicker to the point, and oversell it, generally we can get that suspension of disbelief. If the heel can portray an escalating frustration throughout the beginning of the match, just because you're a heel does not mean you cannot wrestle. The heel doesn't just come in and start getting his ass kicked. You can wrestle. I'm the best, you can wrestle, and then he out-wrestles you, and you show frustration. And you do a little something, and he out-wrestles you, and you show more frustration until it comes to a head, and then you do whatever it is that you're going to do to cut him off. Oh, he's fucking down. Now I'm going to really get this motherfucker. Bang, bang, bang! kick it in, 10 seconds of intense something. I was telling Danny when he hit the cage and you just kick the shit out of him. That was intense. That's what you need. It was like, I'm ready to kill this guy. Bang, bang, bang. And then we kept carrying on the match. I feel like the heat is the most crucial. I'm always over wherever I go, so I don't really need to shine up. The heat is the most crucial. But if we get the people to sympathize for a babyface and want to see the human their ass kicked, I mean, the heat on is really what we need. If nobody gives a fuck about the babyface, then you need to do something at the beginning so they can cheer for it or think he can win. If the babyface cannot look like he can win and isn't helping himself, that doesn't mean I have to shine him up like I would shine anyone else up. He gets what he takes. Sometimes if we got guys out there that might not look the part and are trying to do stuff that they see guys on TV do that they might be able to physically half-ass pull off, but it's so, they don't understand how much bigger we need to make it and make it look good, and it looks less impressive, and sometimes we got guys that are better athletes trying to compensate for somebody who's trying to do something outside their skill level. Does that make sense? Shoot for a C. A good solid C and have a good match. Sometimes if we shoot for the A and we fuck up, it's an F. When the time's right and you get the right person and the right show for the right amount of people, then maybe we try something with a little more degree of difficulty. If all the pieces are there, the experience, the guy I'm working with, the ring I'm in, it's warranted on the show, don't do it for nobody, but if you got one time they maybe we try something a little more, but if we shoot for a good solid seed that the people believe, I think that's better. Because you get fucked up and then it's just people shit all over it. This is the art of trying to make people believe that we're in a contest and this person's trying to win. Both people trying to win, I guess. Tag matches have the opportunity to have a different kind of match than any other match in the card. Don't go in and have a singles match and tag and have another singles match. Have a fucking tag match. Watch the tag matches from the classic guys that worked. And sometimes, again, TV tag matches, sometimes they find the live event tag matches. And sometimes live event stuff on video is a little slow. If I find on YouTube, I put it a little bit faster, right, on the playback. And just kind of watch it. Just watch what they do and try to conceptualize, okay, building, to be able to have so many moving parts and different players. If you got a match with a manager, you got a match that maybe an aspect of your match that no other match has, so use it. Make it different. You got a gimmick match. You got a match that not every other match with some aspect that's not different than another match. Use it. Make it mean something. So it's not 7 fucking singles matches and 3 of them were tag matches, but they were really singles matches, and then it was a triple threat where one guy was on the floor and it was a singles match. It all has failed. I think it's difficult now sometimes because guys want to have a match they can put on the internet and it's almost a standalone match for them. But we also have to realize that we're in a card of matches on the show, and each match needs to progress to the next. And although you want to go out and steal the show every night, sometimes you have to be respectful of who's on next, and we don't need to do too much. I don't need to bump the referee in the 4th match because they can use it in the last match. You know, it's not time for that. I don't need to pull out a fucking chain in the earlier matches. They can use it back there. Unless, of course, the promoter says, I want you to do this, or do this, or do this. But ideally, the earlier matches wouldn't take the shortcuts, because these are the first matches people are seeing, and each one of them can be different without having to use the shortcuts. So when the main event gets there, they can use the shortcuts. Work a body part, work a hold, know how to do a move on that body part, know how to do a hold on that body part, know how to give the guy you're wrestling a counter, false finish or something on that body part, know how to throw some strikes on that body part so that the first match can be working different holds than the second match and the third. Then we're around intermission, we can start working the same holds again, but everybody, all the babyfaces working arm and all the heels just fucking meat chop. There's no difference between matches. The babyface in the first match works their arm, and the heel works the guy's neck. The second match is the headlock match, and the heel works his back. And the third match is the tag match, so they do some arm stuff, work a leg, whatever it is. Every match is different. But when you start your offense on a particular body part, ideally, in the cleanest sense of the art, you would stay on the body part. Do moves on the body part, put a hold on the body part, try to wear the guy down. You got something for him where you call a counter for him, but you shut him back down, back to the same body part.
Basically, our business model with most indie companies not giving us the benefit of being on TV every week, and basically we're introducing our characters to almost every house we do. What do you think is a good approach to kind of get in there and really establish who you are early on and
It's difficult.
put your character over it?
Because we see wrestling as TV wrestling, where we've got backstage vignettes to talk about these characters and commentators that are reinforcing what this character is supposed to be. You have to go out here and get the character over through wrestling. And if I've got a semi-abstract character that needs a little bit more explaining than you can really do in a match, sometimes it's difficult. That's why it can just be simpler, be to the point. We're trying to win. Somebody tries to win, somebody gets frustrated, somebody escalates the aggression, somebody matches it. Back and forth. Just trying not to expose the business by doing phony shit. Make our strikes and shit look good, keep it solid, don't fuck up. Keep a hand on the guy. Keep it simpler. Until you get to a point where you're regularly running a town, maybe they only know the characters, and you work to an angle, come back, and then they got it. Then you can start to advance, but difficult sometimes to get a character over just in the ring if everybody sees it through the TV. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can think of these great characters and these angles and these ideas and promos, but when the bell rings, you know, it has to be done here. If I'm a babyface, the heel's got to do something to me and want me to do it back to him. Otherwise, we're just exchanging holds, trying to pin one another. That's what we're trying to do. Trying to put a tap out hold on him, trying to pin him. When he does something, escalate the aggression to it, fuck you, I'm gonna give it back. Ooh. And we just keep slowly go up. Progress, advance, escalate. The heel should escalate for pressure. When the heel cheats, but he can no longer out wrestle the babyface. You don't have to cheat if you're a heel. But a heel can, if you go straight to cheating, you can do that. But for me, I think a heel thinks he's good. He doesn't think he's bad, and he cannot wrestle anybody. And when he gets countered and embarrasses him, when he gets frustrated, that starts to percolate and build. And we do a series of wrestling back and forth to where maybe he gets embarrassed again. And that doesn't always have to be fucking taking a bunch of votes. It can just be some simple wrestling where I can oversell it and get fucking angry and frustrated. So the time's right, and then whatever it is. And if the people are making noise, keep selling what you're selling. Because the minute you start doing kicks or cover or something, they're going to come down to see it. But if they're making noise, just fucking right where you are, just give as long as you can, and then go on to the next thing. Then I guess watch as many of the main event matches of the guys here as you can, and try to pick up on these cues that the crowd's doing. When you hear them, it pops up and it stays up and it's up and it's up and then moves to the next thing. Sometimes, again, it's easy to understand. I can say, you know, I get it. But when you see someone do it, you go, oh, now the light bulb comes on a little brighter. And then sometimes it's easier to go out and replicate.
Full-time training your day on when you want to travel?
We're on the road.
Yeah.
So generally we leave on a Friday, we fly into town. If we had enough time, we got there early enough to eat, go to the gym, get something to eat, go to the building, maybe the building has 5-ish, 6-ish or something. Sometimes they get in the ring beforehand, sometimes there's somebody, they get dressed, we have a show. Ideally, we would drive every day, so we drive Friday night to the next town. Hopefully it's 3 hours or ish away or less. Sometimes it's 5. Sometimes we gotta stay, we gotta fly, but we prefer to drive throughout the night. Get to the hotel, which I already have booked. Where the distance from the hotel to the arena was, where the gym was, where we would eat, so we sleep as late as we could, we get up, go eat, go to the gym, go to the building. To the next town, get up, go eat, go to the gym, or vice versa, whatever it is, go to the building. And then Monday through Tuesday and Friday, Tuesday morning we fly home and go walk. Sometimes we would then be on an extended overseas tour where we'll be driving the bus to Florida every day. Trying to work out, trying to get as healthy as you can in the places you go. Cena ain't fucking McDonald's every night, the motherfucker did. We wouldn't eat french fries, but we take the double cheeseburger and take one of the buns off and eat just half. Couple of rolls. We eat hash browns though. We wouldn't eat french fries, but we eat hash browns. Sometimes it's difficult to find good food. When you can, it's usually more expensive than crap. Yeah. It's difficult, man. If you want to stay fit, it's a full-time job. Basically, especially if you're not flying so much, you take your food with you, do your meal prep. Some guys do it all one day, cook all the fucking chicken pieces and the vegetables and the sweet potatoes and put it in little things and freeze it, so they just put it in the Tupperware and put it in the cooler, so when they get somewhere, maybe they've got a microwave or maybe they just let it fall out. Not for the double cheeseburger. The WB's will probably want everybody to be able to pass a drug test. You get to a certain age, sometimes you get a doctor to write you, men I'm talking about, write you the testosterone prescription. And when I was there, if you had the doctor's prescription and it wasn't above whatever fucking levels were, then it was okay if you needed a pain med. But I think they started limiting guys to just a period of time you can get the pain meds. But they wanted more athletic, strong, fit, good-looking guys. I'm not telling anybody not to do steroids, but I would research as much as you can. And don't just do it to do it. I mean, I think there's benefits in it. You know, I mean, I'm not opposed to it.
Now the testosterone prescriptions, you have to get from their doctor, so they can control a little more. Yeah, they don't give a fuck if your doctor has. They used to like, it's a lot trickier, so you gotta go there clean and then go to their doctor, who's actually into their fucking doctor, and then you're
Used to be a little easier. Any questions, comments, observations? You got a camera, let's take a picture. Which way should we take it? Should somebody be another, you take it this way or?